man. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Ashton Smith.
What's up, man?
Thank you, bro.
Okay,
So, man, let's talk, dude. What you been up to, bro? I know your Instagram been popping, man. You been on the road. What's up, man? What you been on?
Just chilling, man. Just church, of course, and just doing a lot of recording sessions and trying to stay consistent with like content. Been on the road with African gospel artist Tim Godfrey, so been doing that mainly. But that's it, man. Just trying to stay consistent and work.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, we're here in your studio now, man. Let's talk about it, man. How did this come about? What made you want to get into recording primarily?
I saw a interview with Calvin Rogers. The only thing I can remember from that interview was him saying that he wanted to leave a legacy behind for like his kids. And so basically, you know how people play live shows, you have concerts and stuff like that, but you can't necessarily go back and watch that if it wasn't filmed, right? Mm-hmm. And so I want to leave something for my kids. Like, yo, your pops played on this. Like, listen to this. You can hear me. You know.
Yeah.
That's so important to me. Like, so I just from then on, because especially back then, bro, I didn't even know how to get into it. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to record. And when I moved to Houston, I went through a divorce, and that's when I started recording, actually. And then doors started opening up. Friends started hitting me up. Hey, can you play on this? Can you play on that? And it turned into what it is now. It's such a blessing, man, to be able to do this. I'd rather do this than work 9 to 5, bro. Like, I get to come in here, record some songs for a couple hours, and then go home. You know what I'm saying? Versus the road is cool too, but I like being able to record, go home, wake up, do the same thing again. You know what I'm saying? And it's a new song, a different situation every time, and sometimes it's challenging too. But I welcome those challenges because all it does is just make you a better drummer, a better musician, better individual.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about that, man. What do you think it means to be a session musician?
Primarily playing the music. At the end of the day, you got to be able to execute the song, the music, the arrangement, the way the producer or the artist, or both in a lot of cases, intends it. So on top of playing the music, making sure that your source is sweet. So your drums sound good. The cymbal choices are appropriate. Making sure your mics and your mic placement, all like the fundamental things that go into recording or getting a good and proper recording, you need to be on top of that and always be in a position to learn more. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of times where, and I still do this to this day, where I'll just stay up on YouTube and just be watching videos from everybody.
YouTube University.
Listen, different backgrounds, different genres. I don't care. Like, I try anything. Then I got friends, OGs, who've been doing it for a long time. So, yo, what you think about using this on that, or using this mic for that, or how you feel about this mic placement, or trying these heads, or trying to get this tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just always being a student, you know, and trying to. I was here last night because I'm a perfectionist, so I was just unsatisfied with my mix. So I'm like. And I stayed here until I got exactly what I wanted, because it's always evolving, because I'm never satisfied. I always want to improve. But just being able to execute at a high level, being able to service the music, and just making sure that your voice is heard from your kit or your instrument, whatever you play.
But do you think having your own sound is important on records too?
Yes and no. Because it depends. Some people, some artists, some producers, they want what they want at the end of the day. And sometimes that means sacrificing you for the betterment or the desired goal for the product. And that's the power of having your own voice and your own sound. But sometimes that's not what's important. And you got to be able to be mature enough as a player and as a musician and as a human to set aside your pride, your ego, and play what is required. And like I said, sometimes that means you got to take a backseat. Your voice has to take the backseat. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it's you.
Being a recording musician, man, and now, I would say a really in-demand session player, man, how long did that take you to build, to where you are now? People look at your IG, oh, Ashton, got 30K, and he just played on this person's record, this and this and this. Man, did that happen overnight?
I bought a Focusrite 18i20 and a 2i2, and just started recording videos, right? And that turned into somebody featuring me. I don't know what's the name of the channel. I think it's called Speak Life or something like that. They featured me on their channel, and it was a reoccurring situation. And from that, I started getting random DMs. Hey, how much you charge to play on a session? And so the more content I would put out, the more calls I would get to, record. And so with that, with the money and stuff I would get from YouTube and from those sessions at that time, I would invest even more into myself, more into my gear, more into, my knowledge. And that investment would get me more work. More friends would reach out to other friends. And, hey, I got a dude who can record drums for you right now. I'm saying, all right, cool, send a session. So a lot of my clientele, I've been working with them for like 4 or 5 years. A lot of them are the same clientele. But because of my platform on Instagram now, I get random stuff. Like I get recording and sessions from people from all over the world. Like some people barely speak English, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely didn't happen overnight. It happened because I was consistent at doing a good job, and being proficient and efficient. One thing I pride myself in is not only a quick turnaround time, but quality. Because some people will just get you a quick turnaround time and it's sloppy. Your tones don't match. You got cables distorting. You know what I'm saying? But I take pride. I take a lot of time in how my drums sound. And no knock to guys who use replacements and stuff like that. But 9.5 times out of 10, anything you're hearing me on, as far as my content at least, are my real drum tones. I can probably count on one hand how many videos I put out and I'm actually using a sample or something like that. That's just the time I take to, really cultivate my sound and making sure that I'm putting out something that I would be proud of. And that invites, hopefully, continues, that invites more people to hit me up. Hey, can you play on this? Can you play on that? And my friends and my other producer homies, they can vouch for me. Like, yeah, he can do this. You know what I'm saying? And so I just keep that mindset. I don't lose focus of that, and I just continue to grow because of that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the gig with Tim, man. How did that come about?
Tim came down here, I want to say 2022, maybe the beginning of 22. Mm-hmm. And I got a call from one of my homies, Ken. Hey, I need you to play for this African artist, one of the biggest African gospel artists in the world right now. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know nothing about the community. I ain't never heard of this guy. So I'm like, all right, sure. So sends me the music. And immediately just listen to the music. I was like, this stuff is dope. It's cool. It's killing. I like it. And so we get in rehearsal, and that was my first time actually sitting down playing it. Mm-hmm. And I was the one actually running playback, but I didn't get the stems and stuff until we got in rehearsal. So going through the show, I was just like, this is a lot. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of music. Mm-hmm. And it's different. It's not like our contemporary gospel or our CCM. It's its own thing.
Its own lane, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And with Afrobeat specifically, it's a totally different feel that I'm still, trying to improve at. So got the call for that, did it. Then a couple months later, get the call again for another event with the same artist. So I do it, but this time it was different because he was like, my boy Ken, he was like, yeah, he's getting ready to move here and he's planning on doing something or whatever. So you want to be a part of it? I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So we do that gig, and then we have a meeting maybe a week or so afterwards with Tim and a few other guys. and he was planning on doing this event called Fearless USA. He already does it in Nigeria. It's this real big concert. He a recording he does every year or whatever. So I ended up becoming MD for it. Mind you, this is my first time. Even though even though I've hit with him twice already, this is my first time like really sitting down and getting to work with him. Yeah. And so we started the planning stages of that. Then on a random, I think Wednesday or Thursday night, I was in a rehearsal, and I get a call. Hey, we need you to go to Pittsburgh with Tim. All right, cool. When? Tomorrow. Huh? So I'm like, all right, but because I played for him twice already, I'm already familiar with his set and his music. I'm like, all right, cool. So they sent the rest of the shows, different songs or whatever. So that was my first like outside engagement, like real concert with them too. And from then on, I was just getting all the calls here for the most part in the U.S. And we did the Fearless USA here. I MD'd that, and then it was just up from there. And so I've been traveling with them since, just going everywhere, taking me everywhere. I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity. Like, I would never imagine that not only would I be in this seat, but I'd get to travel, but I'd be traveling with like African artists at that. You know, most of us, we grew up, we don't want to play with John P. Key, we want to play with Ty, we want to play for all these artists. Yeah. But nah, it came in the form of something totally outside of my, my view or whatever.
Totally different parts.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. So it's fun. It's a totally different culture. It's a totally different scene. And I love the culture. Like, I love the food. Yeah. The people are really cool, and they're really big on honor, and they really appreciate you. So like when we go to these places, like how they treat us, it's nothing like it, dog. It's been a really dope experience.
Man, so let's circle back to that Tim gig, man. So being an MD for him, what is that like? What are your day-to-day responsibilities as his MD?
Making sure his ideas and vision is executed the way he wants it executed. Now, I have a say in that because of my position, but at the end of the day, what he says he wants is what he wants. So making sure the band executes that as well. I play keys enough to get ideas across, so I go back and make some of the stems and stuff like that, but just making sure everybody's on one accord, everybody is playing what's supposed to be played, make sure everybody's on time, making sure everybody gets paid on time, and just really, it's a lot more administrative than it is
just computer based.
Or just playing. It's I'm dealing with people. I'm having to be in meetings. I'm having to be on Zoom calls.
Man, so if I can kind of interject there, do you think your people skills come into play with that?
They definitely do, and it's weird because I'm not that. Like I said, I'm really to myself type of person. So I don't have, just coming into it, I wasn't the best people person. Yeah. But getting thrown into it, I had to become a people person immediately. Because I'm dealing with people, and a lot of different people, different backgrounds, ethnicities, just different situations, and you got to be able to handle it with kindness and integrity, and because at the end of the day, I'm a representation of Tim.
I want to get this point across, especially with you today on this episode, man. Like I said, I'm so thankful for taking the time to do this, dog.
Glad to be here, man.
But if you could give one piece of advice to everybody who's trying to say, I want to be like Ashton, or I want to have this, or I want to have that, man. What would you say is the biggest piece of advice to do this music thing on your own as your full-time profession?
I'm going to say invest in yourself. You have to. You won't get anywhere unless you invest in yourself. If that means working a 9 to 5 so you can save up to get the drum set that you need, That means working extra to get the whatever gear that you need to do what you want to do, because that's going to set you up to get the calls and get the notoriety and get the people to know your name. If you're just putting out subpar stuff, you're just going to get mixed in with everybody else who's doing it. But if you can set yourself apart by, if we're talking about content and getting to this level, if you can set yourself apart by investing in yourself and putting out high quality stuff, high quality content, material, whatever it is, you're gonna have more quality people looking at you and looking for you and wanting to use your talents and your gifts. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of money. You can cut corners and stuff, but don't be like that. Mm-hmm. Try not to cut corners, because you're not going to want nobody to cut corners with you paying you your money, or showing you that you're worth or your value. So don't cut corners of your gift. Give it all you got. Life is so short. There's so many people leaving here right now, dog. It's not even funny. So spend the time that you are gifted here on earth investing in yourself so you can pursue the things that you really want to pursue. And it's not intangible. It's not too far out. It's not impossible. When I look at my life, it makes no sense for me to be here right now. I don't see it. You couldn't have told me this, but it's possible. But it's only possible if you invest in yourself and you believe in yourself. So belief and investment, they go hand in hand. You won't get there unless you invest. You dang sure can't get there if you don't believe in yourself.